On a cold winter night of 1735, in a cabin in the woods, a woman was giving birth. But for this night, it won't be a child that is born, but a monster, a devil. And from that day, the Pine Barrens, New Jersey, haven't been the same since. This is Cryptid Talk. Hello, everyone. It's been a bit. I greatly apologize for that, but I also hope everyone is also doing well from my absence. Had some problems recording like 2 weeks ago, and then last week I just got this cold sickness thing that is still probably very noticeable in my throat. So I'll try to do my best to keep down on that. I have a cough drop in my mouth, so hopefully that helps subside that a little bit and everything. But last week I could not talk at all, if barely. My voice was all just terrible and just not fun at all. But today we're back. We're back. I'm finally better enough to where I can record. I will say though, before we get into it too much, that as long as everything goes well, we should have a guest on next week's episode. I'm going to be recording it on Tuesday. so hopefully everything along with that goes well. But be ready for a possible guest episode next week. So from what I saw from views, it seems like that one was really one popular last time with Mark Marcel. And so obviously I won't say who it is, but you have to wait and see until next week if you want to hear this one. This one's going to be a good one. A lot of it's going to be very heavily on the Bigfoot topic, but it's going to be a really good one with a really intellectual person, fun to talk to, and everything else like that. So it's going to be a fun time next week. So if you haven't already and it's your first time here, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you also tickle that little bell icon so you get all notifications whenever I post anything, so you get notified that stuff is up. And of course, also follow the Facebook page, facebook.com/Cryptid Talk, because I will be posting a few things. At least at the moment, I can remember on top of my head at least one picture that I'll be talking about today that I'm going to post on the Facebook page. So that you can get a reference of two pictures, and so make sure you go to facebook.com/Cryptid Talk. So make sure you follow that so you don't miss any of the fun things that I post over there and everything. Because there's some stuff I things I talk about, or like pictures or anything like that. So make sure you do head over there and stuff like that. I don't think there's really anything else. No update on the book or anything else like that. But I guess I guess we'll be more like nothing update. I'll update when there is something to update. So if I say nothing to update. Anywho, if you are into the whole, if you're into cryptozoology, and especially if you live on the East Coast, the intro that I just did, because this is a pretty special one. If you live there, you probably wouldn't know what I'm talking about. If not, you don't live on the East Coast, and I'm just talking like complete gibberish to you. You're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Well, today we will be talking about one of the, I honestly, in my opinion, probably one of the most important and well-known cryptids in the East Coast, especially in New Jersey, the Jersey Devil. Now, some of you who've been listening for a while now have been wondering, like, why haven't I done the Jersey Devil since then? Well, I'll tell you that because I wanted to. Sorry. So the reason why for that is that I wanted this one to be special, because I didn't want to do it just to do it. I wanted to do it as close to supposedly the birth of the Jersey Devil is as possible. And oh my God, would you have no idea how hard it is to get any exact date of the supposed birth of the Jersey Devil? Look, because I wasn't expecting to find the exact day. I wasn't expecting that. Well, initially when I was looking, I couldn't even find the month. The only thing I was able to get was the year, which we'll get into that. We'll get into those specifics in a moment. But the exact, just to get the month was impossible. There was nothing about it anywhere online. I went through so many different ways of phrasing it or whatever to get where get the exact like at least a month, and I couldn't get anywhere. So just for for giggles, I decided to go and watch the Monster Quest episode. Excuse me, of the Jersey Devil, because they always do like the history of like when it first when sightings of cryptids happen and are a really popular one and stuff like that. But then, literally, as it starts, it's like in February of 17 of the year. I'm like, are you kidding me? There it is, right there. There's the month that I'm looking for. Sure, they didn't give the exact date either because maybe there's no real record of it. But like, I was like, my gosh, you're telling me all I had to do is rewatch the episode of Monster Quest and it would have given me the date, at least the month right there. I'm like, oh my god, I spent forever trying to find at least a month, but I got nothing. But thanks to that, I was at least finally able to get at least February. So I decided I wanted to hold off on doing the Jersey Devil episode until doing it in the month of that it happened. So, hooray, happy birthday, Jersey Devil, kind of thing. Happy birthday, and all the fun stuff. So that's why we're here today. Because obviously, because Jersey Devil is a pretty well-known cryptid. So, and going through, you think I would have probably done that one earlier, and I was actually going to. But then that's why I started doing the research, looking into it of when it was roughly born and stuff like that, and then finally found it out after searching for like forever. So hooray! But before we also start that, I also did want to give a quick shout out to the artist of who does both my logos, Emily. She's the artist of EAK paintings, or I like to say EAC paintings, and is also is also my main artist for all my stuff. So I'll be but I'll be posting a link to her social media pages so you can give her a follow. But the reason why I bring it up is because her family is actually related to the Jersey Devil or the Leeds family, and after doing some like ancestry stuff and everything, was able to find Mother Leeds, or Deborah, I believe. After doing a bunch of searching and looking, everything else like that, found out that she is the Jersey Devil. Technically, is first cousin 9 times removed. So no, and that was like just a very funny coincidence. So I wanted to bring, that was one of the things I wanted to bring him in. She wanted to make sure that I brought that up in this. So yeah, so make sure you go follow her Facebook and Instagram page as well, and and give her a like and follow and all that fun stuff, and buy some of her paintings. Really well, she's really good, well put together artist, and her artwork is only getting better. So buy them, and and always, and just in general, always support your local artist or just any artist, like an artist in general, even low key ones, because you never know, the low key artists that you may support early on in their arting careers may grow up to be the next, like Michelangelo or Picasso or next big thing. So support your local artists and everything. All right, gotta get some water. There we go. So yeah. So now let's go back to the legend itself of the Jersey Devil. We go back of February of 1735. Again, no exact date, but hey, the fact that I was at least able to get the month is still amazing there. And I even want to know how they even got the month. But regardless, we got the month, so let's do a special time for it here. For those who don't, so I will give a rundown of the Jersey Devil legend. Mother Leeds was lived in the Pine Barrens, and she had 12 children. and she was pregnant, and she was going to be giving birth to the unlucky number 13th child. On a cold winter night, while she was giving birth in immense pain to the baby that she was about to give birth to, she, for some reason, cursed the baby, screamed out its name, and said, "Let this baby be the devil." And then after all the intense labor that she went through, a nice, beautiful baby was born. Completely born and completely normal at first, just nice, and just nice, pale white skin, blue eyes, looks like a human baby. Moments later, though, the baby starts to change, getting red skin, growing bigger, growing horns, tail, hooves, and these bat-like wings that sprouted from its back. And after its terrifying transformation was done, and after doing an immense roar, legends say it then flew out the chimney. It flew around the cabin, out the chimney, and out into the woods, into the world, where legends even say today it still terrorizes the locals of the New Jersey Pine Barrens and beyond. Now that is like the main story of the legend. Now there's another one that obviously is not true, or at least not as believed. But one of the other parts of that legend started out the same way, but before it flew away, it ate all the other 12 children before flying back away. But most people do not believe that case, because that's like very rare and few between the people really even mention that one. I think I've only heard it maybe once, maybe two places, but everywhere else, everyone always agrees upon the same way, that it was born, transformed into the monster, flew out the chimney, and out it went. So pretty intense story for the birth of such a legend in New Jersey. Now, the size of the creature varies between a lot of people, because a lot of the sightings of the Jersey Devil do happen at night. And like seeing any creature, even a creature that people know the size of, like a bear, a dog, deer, raccoon, anything, and even the normal animals, sometimes getting the size of certain things, especially at night and at a distance, can be pretty tricky. Even just seeing the size of something during the daytime for some people in like certain environments, and any excuse me, any like any obstructions or the distance, even during the day, that can be tricky. So now we've got the nighttime making it even more difficult to really judge the size of something like that. But a lot of depictions of the creature say that is around 6 to 8 feet tall, with some would say its wingspan between from 10 to 20 feet in wingspan. Some say it has fur all over. Some say it doesn't. Some reports say it had like patches of hair all over the place, which is very interesting and very great. Hold on. I always do this. I always think of something after the fact of like, oh great, now I want to look this up because I didn't look at it beforehand. If an animal has patches of fur, if I can spell fur right, what does it mean? Also, do I have this set to the correct thing? Yes, I do. So hard to say, like, because for why you have patches of fur, for some animals, it can include, like shedding, allergies, disease, genetics, seasonal shedding, molting, allergies, mange, lice, with rain rot, with so a lot of times, it could be, some sort of like disease or something like that. But it is interesting to hear, like this, has be seen with possible patches of fur. Now, the other description of the creature also gives, like it has like the head or the face of like a goat, and it's got hooves on its bottom I don't know, on its bottom, I guess, on its legs, while the reports say it also has like some sort of like scary hands, and also of course has like the bat-like wings, and then like that arrow-tipped tail. You you've seen any normal if in any sort of media, movies, games, books, whatever, especially a lot of cartoony things. Whenever they depict any sort of like a devil of any sort, they always have like that little forked tail, spiked not fork but spiked tail thing. So you know what I mean when I say like that little arrow tipped like tail kind of thing. But yeah, and that's that's a lot of descriptions of the Jersey Devil. There's even an early drawing of the Jersey Devil as well, but we're gonna get to that a little bit later, and you'll see why, because it's pretty interesting. So, very interesting start to the legend. This happened so long ago, and then ever since, and then especially around that time, sightings of the Jersey Devil, went rampant. People were seeing it all the time. It would be attacking, it would be kind of attacking people, mainly like killing livestock and other animals. There would be hunting parties going to try to go and get the creature, like we've been trying to end it, and everything. But of course, all hunts of the creature that tried to kill it were all unsuccessful. No one ever got any close, as far as I'm aware. And then ever since then, we've been, and even then, and then until now, the sightings report even till today, and that's amazing to me. That's fantastic, because a lot of, especially for a legend as old as this. Now, Bigfoot's kind of a tough one, because Bigfoot sightings go back even farther than this, but they're like sightings that are all over the world, or not all over the U.S., but all over the world, yes, but all over the U.S. But a lot of times, there's something very interesting about the Jersey Devil, where they say that, a lot of times in a lot of cryptids, like the Beast of Busco or the Beast of Gevaudan, over there in France and Italy and that part of the world, the creatures are normally, especially when the legends are so old, they don't normally persist till modern day. Especially for some that are so weird and strange like this. And yet, though, sure, there was a time period where some sightings did stop, but there would always be here and there. Because, sure, the initial sightings did start in the Pine Barrens, New Jersey, but some reports of the Jersey Devil even go up to New York, even down to Maryland, and then even more inward into Pennsylvania. East part, like especially around the early sightings, the east parts of Pennsylvania that were right next to New Jersey got sightings of the Jersey Devil as well. So it's not just secluded in the Pine Barrens. Sure, that's where most of the sightings are concentrated, and where a lot of people do see it, but it's not just simply just there. So very interesting. Very interesting with that. Oh, crap! Now I forgot where I was going with this earlier, but yeah. So the fact that even till today, that there are still sightings of it, definitely adds something to it, because, again, like I said before, with a lot of these other cryptids, the sightings happened and then stopped. Also, because another great example, the Flatwoods Monster. Now that's a bit more modern, and I believe that thing left, but that's one right there. But even then, these older ones always have a tough time of staying around. Yet we still have sightings till today of it. So I really do believe there is more to the Jersey Devil than just a one-time, of at least a short-time sightings of these creatures, of the creature, before it just vanished off into legend. And yet that legend even still lives till this day. So now I'm not going to go super deep into it, because there is a lot on the Leeds family, like a lot, but in short, simple terms, the Leeds family was always very seen as a very odd or strange family. Sorry. Actually, no, hold on. When was the Salem witch trials? Salem witch trials happened in February 1692. So okay, so Salem witch trials and all that, happened some time ago before that. Not super duper long, but we're probably still in that time period of and obviously different. Obviously, of course, not the same area, but still in the East Coast. So words of witches definitely would have spread to areas like this, and a lot of people, some people in the community, thought that the Mother Leeds was possibly a witch, because apparently there were disputes with like religious beliefs and ethnics and stuff like that amongst other people in the community with the family and everything. And so they were always seen as a very weird, strange family because of that. And so that made me think about something. So obviously, minus the Jersey Devil itself, the family had 12 kids, and I'm thinking, maybe that's what made them weird. They were said they had so many kids. Well, apparently, I looked it up, and that's actually not weird at all. Surprisingly enough, the average children per family in America at that time was between 7 to 10 kids. Now, obviously, of course, reasons for it, varied. But now the reasons for it, though, actually do make a lot of sense. High infant mortality. Many children died in infancy, so mothers often had many children in hopes that some would survive. So it's kind of, you kind of think of, like probably one of the most animalistic things about us, especially back then, is, the more kids you have, the greater chance of survival of your family or your group or your clan or whatever you want to call it. Diseases like smallpox, scarlet fever, measles, and dysentery killed many children. They also killed many children on that Oregon Road. Yeah, I know. If you know the Oregon Trail, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, and then family, and then just in general, family. So with that, family sizes of 10 or more were quite normal. So something I thought that I'd be like, okay, maybe it's because of this they were thought it was weird, but actually, no. I'm actually quite wrong about that, and that was actually quite normal. So, but something I thought that'd be interesting to bring up about that is that that, and again, thinking back then, medicine was obviously nowhere near as way as now and stuff like that. So the fact of wanting to have more children, so that your family, would survive, honestly makes complete sense and not weird at all. So obviously different in our standards today, but back then that was the norm. If anything, it was probably weird if you didn't have that many kids, or you stopped with a low amount of kids. So I want to bring that up because I thought it was very interesting when I was looking this up, of like, oh boy, maybe this is why they're so weird. Like, no, never mind. This is actually considered as normal. So fun fact for the day, if you didn't know that. Cracker, did I forget to write that down? I did. I think it was 19. Where is it? Oh, come on. Do. Huh, in Downingtown. At one point, dang it, I can't find it now. Whatever. Um, there were, there was a man called Jonathan Bonaparte, the brother of Napoleon. Yes, that Napoleon came to New Jersey and possibly reported seeing the creature himself when he was visiting or here for whatever reason. But very interesting. Someone who was part of a very well-known, widespread, I guess, I don't. I guess what would you call Napoleon? Just a historic figure, I guess, because he's talked about a lot. So yeah, we'll say a historic figure, a brother of such a historic figure in our world. Blaze, he saw the Jersey Devil back when he visited here. I did write the date down. Here we go. In 1820. So it's been like close to not 100 years yet since the creature first started, but still interesting that even since then, they apparently saw the creature. Another fun fact is my brother's wife, when she was in grade school, I believe grade school or high school, her and I believe her classmates also saw the Jersey Devil pop out of the woods, and as they saw it for a little bit until it went back in. So even till today, there are still more and more modern day sightings. I need to slow down a little bit of the Jersey Devil. Let's see. So let's go over. I want to read some stories that people had said of the Jersey Devil. Also, around that time too, it was also called the Leeds Devil, because obviously, with Mother Leeds and everything like that, and the connection to the story itself, to the family, a lot of people called it the Leeds Devil as well, until it got its final name for the Jersey Devil. Let's see. So I'm just going to read a little thing of sightings right here. There have been many claimed sightings that have occurred involving the Jersey Devil. According to legend, while visiting Hanover Mills Works and to inspect his cannonballs being forged, I don't know for who, being forged, Commodore Stephen Picactor sighted a flying creature and fired a cannonball upon it. Had no effect upon it. Now, does it mean that it hit it and it had no effect, or it hit it? He shot it, thought it hit it, but it actually missed, or just to say that I hit the creature, but it had no effect. But in reality, maybe he was not even close to it, and then said like, oh yeah, I got it. Oh, here we go, and then that's the part I just mentioned right there. During 1840, the Jersey Devil was blamed for several livestock killings. Similar attacks reported during 1841, accompanied by tracks and screams. Now this one's a little bit longer. In Greenwich Township in December 1925, a local farmer shot an unidentified animal as it attempted to steal its chickens, and then photographed the corpse. Afterward, he claimed that none of the 100 people he showed it to could identify it. Only on July 27, 1937, an unknown animal with red eyes, seen by a resident in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, was compared to the Jersey Devil by a reporter for the Pennsylvania Bulletin of July 28, 1937. In 1951, a group of Gibbstown, New Jersey boys claimed to have seen a monster matching the devil's description, and claims of a corpse matching Jersey Devil's description arose in 1957. During 1960, tracks and noises were heard around Mays Landing, were claimed to have been from the Jersey Devil. During the same year, the merchants around Camden offered a $10,000 reward for the capture of the Jersey Devil, even offering to build a private zoo to house the creature if it was ever captured. It was never captured. But interesting. I wonder if this picture exists today or is circulated at all whatsoever. Huh. I kind of want to look into this later on. Maybe that picture still exists somehow. But yeah, so this creature was, has been continued to be seen even until then. Of course, with anything like this, there was obviously going to be hoaxes and stuff like that, fake videos, pictures, people saying, "Oh, I have tracks of it," but they actually were turkeys and other stuff like that. So there's been a few. I don't know how this one picture was done. It may have simply just been Photoshop, but years ago, it's like Jersey Devil picture came online. I think it was even on the news too, and it looked like somehow someone photographed a goat. What looked like wings, like in the air around around dusk. So you couldn't get a good look at the creature at all. It was just this black silhouette thing with the sun setting behind it, but with no good look at the description of no good look at the features of the creature at all. And yet, though, like obviously when I saw him, like, wait, what are you gonna do? Like, I was questioning, but then I looked into it, like, okay, yeah, clearly that's fake. And Probably a lot of these are also fake as well as stuff like that. But actually, you know what? Hold on. How far ahead am I going with that? I'm going way ahead for that. So, all right, okay. We will hold. We will hold on to that for now. Let's see. So another interesting thing that I wanted to mention was that around the early times when I was first learning about the Jersey Devil, I saw a thing of like I was like, oh, a man in the woods saw this big tall creature with red eyes, staring at them from the woods and walked towards them. And then in a terrified moment ran away in terror kind of thing. And yet though, the description of the description of that one and a few others that I saw during that didn't necessarily seem very Jersey Devil like. That one and a few others also seemed very similar to Bigfoot descriptions. Because some people, because like this one particular, they saw like a big tall creature in the woods with red eyes, thinking, "Oh my God, it's a Jersey Devil!" Running away kind of thing. Without fully putting it together, that it necessarily didn't look like a Jersey Devil in a way. And before I go too deeply into it, the actually, let's see. We'll just kind of go into it now. This is simple. This is so it is possible that a lot of these some Jersey Devil sightings may have actually been Bigfoot accounts as well instead of Jersey Devil, or I guess instead of. And so, and that made me think like, wait, why do people think that they like the Jersey Devil and Bigfoot look nothing alike? That is 100% true. And yet, though, well, before we get that, the same idea, actually, yeah. Sorry, trying to get a cough out of my system there. I couldn't get a hard one, get it out. But yet, though, so we're gonna go with this. If you live in an area like the Pine Barrens, and people have grown up with the legends of the Jersey Devil, Jersey Devil, Jersey Devil kind of thing, and of course, some of these things, again, a lot of these things happen at night, and think like, oh my God, there's a creature with a tall creature with bright red eyes, big tall creature, red plus red eyes equals Jersey Devil. And so to them, that the Jersey Devil is the only monster like creature thing that they are fully aware of, in the Pine Barrens. So unless they saw something that was like completely different looking than from it, or even then, if they did, they would not think of it as like, wait, that's some other monster. Oh my God, it's another monster. They're not gonna try to rationalize like, oh my God, wait, this is a different kind of monster. Oh my God, monster equals Jersey Devil kind of thing. So, and to these people, the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, to them, seeing some weird, strange monster most of the times equals the Jersey Devil. A prime example, possibly, of this are some sightings of the Lizard Man. I briefly mentioned in this when we talked about Lizard Man before, but I'll briefly mention it now. But a lot of sightings of of the Lizard Man always made it seem like it had like patchy fur sometimes, or just this weird, like just big, tall, broad shoulder creature. Some people think that some Lizard Man sightings actually may be a Bigfoot that is covered in algae, and obviously in that area they only think of, oh my God, scary monster thing. It's green, it looks scales, equals Lizard Man. But in reality, though, some of these may have just been a Bigfoot that was covered in algae or had a bunch of dried mud on it to make it look like scales. And so when they're just used to seeing one thing and they see something else, like, it's the thing that we're all aware of, kind of thing. But necessarily not mean that's always the case. Now, again, am I saying that all the sightings are misidentified as Bigfoot? No, because there are some people who have seen the thing flying away. So that is definitely possible. So, and obviously, is very well known that there are Bigfoot in New Jersey, especially in the Pine Barrens, because I found a possible juvenile track there, and I've heard and I've talked, my one BFRO friend in the Pine Barrens has said that he has heard them, and they have like grunted at them in the Pine Barrens. So Bigfoot are there, and some say they hear like these strange like maybe possible tracks or possible like screams and howls coming from the woods. Could some of them be the Jersey Devil? Sure. But is there also a slight chance that some of these also may have been misidentified as Bigfoot calls? But again, back during these time periods, this was also, again, if we're also going with the very early reports and anything before anything involving the Patterson and Gimlin footage, or when Bigfoot Sasquatch become more media and more into the media. Anyone thinks that they think there's a monster here. I heard a strange noise equals that monster. But I wouldn't be surprised that a lot of the cases were like this. Like, I'm going to backtrack a little bit and go, with Gettysburg. Gettysburg is well known near a forest that is known to have Bigfoot sightings. And sure, could there be some cases, being like the wails and screams of the dead, that is very possible, for sure. But is there a slight possibility that some of these screams, moans, howls that come from Gettysburg, could possibly be, Bigfoot howls? That's very possible too. Not saying all of them, but for some, it's definitely not. Or no, it's a proper word saying. It's definitely more possible for that, for sure. Sorry, I'll take little water breaks here and try to keep my throat dry and actually have a voice while I'm recording this. But also try not to laugh because that triggers it and everything like that. So definitely think that some of these Jersey Devil sightings might have just been Bigfoot ones. Even if people, in more modern times, if people think like that, like obviously, even people still think that Bigfoot, Jersey Devil is like the monster of the Pine Barrens. They still see something weird. They may mainly think that because they may not know Bigfoot are even here. Now, sure, afterwards, they're like, oh yeah, there are Bigfoots in the Pine Barrens. People may be like, oh, maybe that's what I saw in the Jersey Devil kind of thing, because this does seem pretty similar to that, but does not seem similar to the Jersey Devil kind of thing. So I'm like, okay. So that is definitely a possibility for some sightings. Not all of them, but some. Because there was one that I heard about in someone who submitted it, and I listened to the story about it. And another one that I read of some like modern day, like within the past like 10, 20 years of people having up and close encounters with the Jersey Devil, one of them attacking them. Obviously, I won't go through the whole story, but both involve campers. Some boys go out into the woods, go camping for the weekend, but ultimately are being chased and attacked by what they pretty much call the Jersey Devil. This thing was terrifying looking and attacked them, hurt their friend. It threw him against like a lamp, a light post, and thankfully there were some cops driving by, and the cops rammed into the monster and shoot at it. Now it seemed like the bullets had no effect to the creature, because with this creature being in the light, one of the descriptions that this person described it as, it looked like they've had like bullet wounds and like all over their body, and yet this thing still stands. So shows that this creature is pretty resilient and definitely will not be taken down so easily compared to compared to other things like that. But ultimately, the creature then went back to the woods and went away. Now, all the campers did survive. One of them was severely injured, but ultimately did make a recovery. The one of them did draw a picture of the Jersey Devil, which I actually had to go back to the video and find it. Found the picture the boy drew of it, and took a picture of it. And I'm going to be posting that on the Facebook page. So if you would like to see that picture, head over to the Facebook page, facebook.com/Cryptid Talk. And make sure you go give it a look. It's very interesting, and Honestly, if it's what they saw, it was it's a pretty terrifying creature. Now, I didn't go back to see what the size of the creature was. The size of the creature was definitely maybe about the size of like 6 feet or maybe even like a little bit taller. But this thing apparently was big, and bullets seemed to have done nothing but more just to either give it some pain or give it a bunch of or just like just tick it off. But definitely didn't hurt it or really kill it or hurt it or anything like that. Another one. This one I actually heard more recently. Campers were they were camping in the woods in the Pine Barrens, and in the middle of the night. The first one also happened all in the middle of the night. Just I forgot to mention that. This one also in the night. They're all in their individual tents. Heard some weird noise outside their tent. One of them decides to open up their tent and flap and take a look. First thing that comes to mind when they saw it, they're like, "Why is there a horse in the middle of our campsite?" And then after looking at it a bit more, especially in the moonlight, noticed that this creature was not a horse. It seemed to have like some wings, and it was actually only standing on 2 feet instead of 4. And it was very big and stuff like that. And as the person described it, probably like the size of like a horse. But after a few moments, the creature noticed it was being watched, and then flew away into the night. Went straight up. And this person again was swears they were not on any drugs or were drinking before or anything like that. Saw this creature there, this horse-like creature, fly up, which kind of gives a general description of the Jersey Devil. Like the long horse face, and just a big body, and when the wings that made it fly away. So definitely really interesting with that one too, because I was listening to it and I was like in the Pine Barrens in New Jersey, and I'm like, ooh, okay, because there really aren't a lot of like like people who have reported seeing the Jersey Devil, because some people who have seen it may not want to get the scrutiny from saying they've seen it, but also the sightings of them are also very few and far between. And yet we have these ones though that are just so different on how they happen. One was more peaceful, one was not, but still saw a very interesting creature nonetheless. Now, if this is the case, then is this the same creature? Are they reproducing? Like, how has this creature, if it's truly been alive since 1735, how is it still alive today? I don't know. I don't think I've heard any sightings of people ever saying they saw more than one to even show that there was any sort of reproduction, like, at all. Even though in reality, reproduction would be impossible because there was only one. Now, sure, could a creature be like asexual and reproduce without a mate? Very possible, but there's no evidence to support that or anything like that. This is just speculation and just stuff like that. Because of course, again, no one saw any more than one. Like there are even other cryptids like Lizard Man and Dog Man and stuff like that. People have said that they've seen more than one of these creatures. So it definitely is possible. So obviously, to show the reproduction of that case. But in the case of Jersey Devil, how are there still modern day sightings of it today? I don't know. Could there be some that are misidentifications? Sure. There are owls that do live in the Pine Barrens. Okay, hold on a second. Great horned great horned owl. There we go. Great horned owl habitat. There we go. The great horned owls can be seen like all over the U.S. Now the great horned owl can be okay. Hold on. Size and wingspan could be up to 5 feet. When standing about 18 to 25 inches. When they're standing, when they're just standing, they're not flying around. Still pretty impressive though. Like, and sure, could there be some sighting? Could some of these misidentifications of the Jersey Devil be owls, great horned owls? Because great horned owls, have like those like have the little feathers. I mean, look at they got owls, and at night if you got like some sort of light source and the eyes are reflecting back, they may look like some weird demon like monster and stuff like that. And so it's definitely possible that some of these sightings definitely could be misidentification as great horned owl or any other owl species. Are they all of them? No. But again, seeing things at night, something you're not used to, you may be terrified and stuff like that. And, makes me like, monster, Jersey Devil kind of thing. That is very possible that some of these sightings might be great horned owl. Very possible. It is definitely not out of the realm of possibility for it to be a thing. But I do believe the Jersey Devil is more than, just a misidentification. But again, now it goes back to like how it could still be alive. Like, I don't know. If we go by the legend itself, that it actually is some sort of cursed child that turned into a devil and has been terrorizing ever since, maybe something with, that devilish magic or curse, keeps it alive all these years. And and so maybe, like, people will just see it like that, and just the legend just, maybe just can live on for that. We probably will never know. The Jersey Devil is such a mysterious creature that I really don't think we will ever truly know what's really going on with the Jersey Devil. I think we will find out a lot more about other cryptids long before we even get to the Jersey Devil one, if we ever do at all. Now, this one is very interesting. Another possible misidentification of the Jersey Devil is an animal that is not native to North America at all. But the early drawings of it are very, very interesting. And that is the hammerhead bat. It is not native, again, it is not native to North America at all. It is in like some central western parts of Africa. So, yeah, nowhere near us at all. And it's got a very weird looking like nose and head. But if you look at the very early drawings of the Jersey Devil, you can see the description is pretty almost spot on to the bat. Now, the bat itself is not very big. It's only got a 3-foot wingspan, so it doesn't get anywhere near the range of of some of the sightings. I mean, it's even smaller than the great horned owl, but still a decent sized bat nonetheless. Like 3 feet is definitely not 3 feet wingspan for a bat. It's definitely nothing to scoff at. It's definitely not the biggest bat in the world, but definitely nothing to be like, oh, okay, that's a small bat. It's like, no, that's like a decent sized bat. But and how it looks in the early drawing of the Jersey Devil is almost like spot on to how it was. So, but is that the case? And how is that possible? Well, again, it is not native, but with early exploring, and people want to bring back, like strange animals as pets and stuff like that. That especially, when early colonization and later on colonization of the states, it definitely wasn't something uncommon to have that, even until like some modern day times, people having exotic animals, that America, just doesn't have. And so it is very possible that maybe this creature got loose and, was trying to survive, and some people saw it, be like, Jersey Devil, kind of thing. And so, again, there's nothing 100% confirming that this happened, but again, it's not out of the realm of possibility of someone bringing it back. Now, again, this probably might be like a few or maybe a handful of sightings. But is it all of them? No, because some people, have swore that it was, it was bigger than 3 feet with its wingspan. So, if their accounts were true, because, identifying things at night, especially for some people, might be tricky. But definitely really interesting. I will definitely post a. Okay, I gotta write that down real quick. Drawing, Jersey Devil comparison. So I want to make sure I write down notes to remember to post that stuff, because there has been some stuff that I said I'll post, but I didn't write notes down, and I forgot. So definitely interesting though about it. But when I post that on the Facebook page, you can take a look for yourself and see that there is some comparison to at least one of the early drawings of the Jersey Devil. Now, again, like I was saying earlier, there have been many fake pictures and videos of the Jersey Devil. There's another one in particular. Jersey Devil uh, trail cam photo. The one, and also one of the early photos of the Jersey Devil that I saw was a trail cam photo. That hard to say if it's real or not. It's possibly fake, but it's a pretty interesting comparison. It's a very interesting trail cam photo of what I believe it was a little deer feeder, and there's a deer running from the left of the screen, and on the right side of the picture, it looks like there's some strange winged creature, going after it. Very interesting picture. I don't know if it's real or not, but I will probably say if there was going to be any picture or video of the Jersey Devil I've ever seen, until proven otherwise, I would point at that one at being the most likely to be real. Just how interesting it is and stuff like that. Now, again, is it real? I can't say for sure if it's real or fake. I really can't. But it's definitely, if it is real, though, it's a very interesting picture nonetheless. And of course, the Jersey Devil is also very popular in many forms of pop culture. Obviously, of course, it's the hockey name for the Jersey Devils. Also been seen in very, very many video game characters. Hold on, where is the pop culture thing? Here we go. There was an episode of the X-Files about it. It was also like many cryptids in MetaZoo, which actually probably one of my favorite cards. It's just a very cool looking one. It was on Lost Tapes. Apparently, one of the Japanese versions of Power Rangers over in Japan, one of them was apparently based off the Jersey Devil. And of course, there's the video game character and stuff like that. So even by many cryptozoologist standards of cryptids and stuff like that, and how likely for them they are to be, the Jersey Devil does not get a lot of backup or support of trying to prove whether it is real or not, just because on just the legend itself and the lack of evidence of it and stuff like that. Like, sure, I can understand that. The lack of evidence of anything, kind of makes it hard for people to really think and put the keep. Goodness gracious. To keep, not something, not keep it. It's not the word I'm looking for. To make it, no, it's not serious. I cannot think of the word right now. To take it serious. There we go. To take it serious. Compared to where Bigfoot, there is so much evidence of Bigfoot. That's why a lot of cryptozoologists put a lot more time into it, because there's more evidence proving that this creature exists rather than the Jersey Devil itself. I get that. The lack of evidence of something really doesn't make feel like there's really any real need to really pursue it. I get that. It makes sense. To me, though, overall, what do I think? I believe the Jersey Devil is real. What exactly the Jersey Devil is and how it's been alive for so long, I don't know. But I do believe that there is more to the story than it's simply just being being born, and then and then maybe if even if the legend is true that it died at some point, because everything dies of aging at some point. But then how is it's still alive today? Is it truly a devil, like some sort of cursed monster? Like some monster cursed to live an eternal life, terrorizing the people of the Pine Barrens and stuff like that. I don't know, but I do believe, though, myself personally, I believe that the Jersey Devil is real. There's no real hard evidence of it, but some of these stories and connections to it definitely make it seem that it's simply more just a one-off cryptid that happened hundreds of years ago. But will we ever truly know what's really going on with the Jersey Devil? Probably not. But the legend itself is fun as it is. So if you do go out into the Pine Barrens and look for the Jersey Devil, be careful, and don't go alone. You never want to go looking for any sort of cryptid alone, because some of them are dangerous, and can be they're just be careful. Don't go alone. Go with a friend. Go with a buddy, and so you can be safe. And mention that. Yeah, and that's gonna be it. The Jersey Devil. I've been waiting to do this one for a while, and I wanted to wait till February to finally be able to do it. And bing, bang, boom, here it is. Hope you all enjoyed this one. This was a really fun one. I've been wanting to do the Jersey Devil for a while, but now that I finally have, I can finally knock another big one off of the East Coast, and hopefully, hopefully you all enjoyed it too. Maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. Excuse me. Maybe you just enjoyed hearing my very voluptuous, very sick toned voice that I've got right now. But trust me, my voice is getting a lot better taking medicine and stuff like that. So we're getting there. Um, yeah, so that's gonna be it. Hope you all enjoyed. Be sure again to like, share, comment, subscribe, and of course, also the other important thing also does help these days is the more you share, and the more with other people, the more people watch, the more that also greatly helps as well. More people watching, more so than just liking and commenting, but definitely more people watching definitely helps a lot more. So if you've been sharing them, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And if you or someone else has seen anything in the woods, the skies, the waters of the great world that we live in, email me, cryptidtalk91@aol.com. I would love to hear your stories and go from there. Again, also make sure you follow the Facebook page, facebook.com/cryptidtalk. We're going to be posting some of these pictures that I've been talking about on there. And so hopefully hopefully you do see them, and yeah, and so hopefully you get some fascination from it as well. And of course, be sure and unless something changes, of course, once you listen to every episode, be sure you're ready next week, because if everything goes well, I will have our next guest on the show next week, and it's going to be a good one, a real good one. And I'm hoping that since I wasn't able to do one last week, I posted on the Facebook page, facebook.com/cryptidtalk, because that's where a lot of time I post updates if I can't post an episode that week. So if you don't want to miss anything, head over there. I also post that whenever times I ever can't post anything, I want to try putting like a suggestion up there, like go read or watch or listen to this. And so last week I put a thing on for Bigfoot and Beyond with Cliff and Bobo, two of the guys who were on Finding Bigfoot, and the producer Matt Pruitt, who's also behind the scenes. I told you to, if you don't already, you go over there, go find their videos or wherever you post a comment about how you feel about them, and how you like them, and tell them that Cryptid Talk sent you. That's why I send the post, and that's what you're missing if you don't follow the Facebook page. So make sure you go follow that for all the good fun and shenanigans that we have over there. And yeah, nothing else I can think of. Slowly preparing for going to the festival next August. So be sure as we get closer, I'll post more and more about that and everything. And I hope you all have a very good day. And remember, keep your ears and eyes open for the creepiness in store, because you never know what you'll find outside of your door. This has been Cryptid Talk with Michael Madden. Have a good day, everyone. Stay safe. Love you all.